Hey, what's up guys, Assassin here, welcome back to another episode of DirtyBomb. Today I will give a small review of Guardian. Now granted, I've only played 5 to 6 hours with her, so I'm not the most experienced. But I will say, I think I have enough practice to give my opinion, and right now, I will have to say, I'm not really impressed with Guardian. So my biggest complaint is the revive cooldown. I get it's probably because of balancing reasons, because in theory you can revive a bunch of people at once. In practice, that rarely happens. So what is this revive cooldown? Well, even for the smallest zap possible, giving the player 30 health, which is nothing, it's a 2-second cooldown, which I guess still is okay. But then if you even charge it for like a second, it's up to 3-4 seconds. And if you fully charge it, I believe it goes up to 9, maybe 10 seconds. On the revive ability, that's a long ass time to wait before you're able to revive the next person. The number of times I wanted to revive someone, but I couldn't because I was still on my revive cooldown, it's just insane. It's so annoying. And like I said, I get it's for balancing, but I don't feel it's needed. I don't think Guardian would be OP if she just plain didn't have a cooldown for her revive ability. So, she's a medic that can't heal. Okay, that's kind of funny, kind of strange, but I can still live with that. So your objective is to charge your revive ability for as long as possible, so you at least can give some health to your teammates. Totally makes sense. But you're getting punished in a very big way, because if you charge them, you have to wait up to 10 seconds before you can revive someone else. And people don't randomly all die at once. They die 1 second after the other. And if you just revived, you're shit out of luck. You have to wait 10 seconds, which is really annoying. Especially if you're playing 8v8 where people just randomly die all of the time. It just makes for very, very frustrating gameplay in my opinion. Now the fact that apparently the recharge augment at the moment doesn't work also doesn't help. And of course sometimes the bubble is still a little bit glitched where it should revive but it doesn't because you're too close or something. It's like a little bit glitched at the moment. I'm sure they will fix that. But those things definitely don't help the situation either. So like I said, I wouldn't mind if they just totally get rid of the cooldown. Maybe do it like Sparks. If you charge it too long, it will kind of like deplete. You have to wait a few seconds. And similarly where she has like a battery, so if you zap a bunch of times back to back, it will deplete as well, you have to wait. I think that would actually be a lot more fair, so you can only revive like a full charge once and then maybe 2 quick zaps for just 30 health. And then you have to wait a few seconds. But at the moment, it's just really annoying. And the amount of times I wanted to revive someone, but I couldn't because I was still on my cooldown. Just really annoying as well. And you're just standing there looking at the person like, yeah, sorry dude, I'm a medic, but I can't do anything. And I feel like the way it is currently, it just forces the Guardian player to do quick zaps up to like 30, 50 health, which just doesn't make any sense. I guess it promotes like team play with other medics that can heal, but Guardian on its own as a medic currently, just because of that, is just way too weak. Then we have XP, so at first I thought it was kind of bad for XP, but then I looked at the XP in minutes and actually it is pretty decent. Not as great as for instance Javelin, though she's probably like one of the top XP in minute mercs. And I feel like if they fix or at least change her revivability, the XP minute will also increase. Now one good thing for revivability, I will say, is the range. You can actually, as long as you have line of sight, like I said, revive teammates up to a pretty long range. Not as far of course as Sparks, but it is also a lot easier just because you have like a whole bubble instead of like one specific zap laser thing. As long as you have line of sight, you can revive people at a very long range, which is really cool. And of course you can revive a bunch of people at once in game. That actually doesn't happen that often. So then the Sky Shield. I think this is actually a pretty decent ability at the moment. I don't feel it's particularly strong, though I don't think it's like really weak either. I think it's mostly useful if you combine it with a shield of Turtle and a health station of Aura. I think in those situations it can be very strong. And also on EV maps, just plopping it down behind the EV is really strong. For instance on Chapel and Dockyard it can be really strong, and I think it's good that it has a like built-in just destruction timer. It's also great to see that the Sky Shield isn't so powerful that it renders every single explosive merc useless. I'm actually really grateful for that, so thank you Splash Damage for not ruining the game, because that was a real concern for a lot of people when we first saw, of course, the teaser videos, because that looked in those videos really powerful. Of course, that's all recorded and edited in such a way that it really shows off, of course, the strength of the Sky Shield and not so much the real life use of it, if that's even a thing. I heard people say that it is too easy to shoot things down. I don't really have to agree with that. I think the hitbox of it, like the whole thing actually, is quite small. So you have to be either really accurate to shoot it down or really close. So I don't think it's like too weak. It has 90 health, which is actually pretty decent amount, I would say. And overall, I think it's just a pretty balanced ability at the moment. And I will have to say they already fixed some bugs where you didn't get XP and other stuff, so I don't know, I just kind of like the Sky Shield ability at the moment. And I also will have to say that her built-in Guardian Angel feature is just really good. Basically, it's just a free 4th augment for Guardian, which is just awesome. So on to her guns, especially of course the Hertz All 2K. I will say it's a lot of fun. I like that we have a fast firing assault rifle with a big magazine, but that's pretty much it. It's okay, it sounds good, it looks good, but I don't feel like it's particularly strong. I do feel the M4 and the MiG are both better options. Though of course I haven't played too much with the Hertz All, so that kind of doesn't help either. But I feel like it's okay gun, it's not OP, it's kind of fine, but definitely not as strong in my opinion at least as other assault rifles. And the fact that the Guardian is the first medic and only medic that can use assault rifles at the moment is just really cool, and that's definitely a strong point of Guardian. As you can see in the gameplay in the back, I was playing with some really good players, you might recognize some, and the fact that no one other than me was using Guardian is just kind of a telltale sign that she isn't that good. I mean, SD, I really like your game and I'm really trying to like Guardian, but at the moment I'm just not feeling it. And I feel like this merc was kind of rushed because they made a promise, hey look guys, we are going to release a merc every 6 to 7 weeks. And I honestly would rather wait one more week to kind of iron out all of the bugs, make the balance just as good as you possibly can with, you know, the limiting testing that you have. I would happily wait one more week and then just have a good merc right from launch and not where she is too strong like with Javelin and now with Guardian, in my opinion at least, and I feel like a lot of people are in the same boat about this, that she is too weak. And I totally understand that everything is kind of scheduled and everything is really nicely scheduled. I will have to say that because next week we're going to have season 4 with new skins and the whole new other things. Like, it's gonna be really good hopefully. And of course we have had more content in the last 3 months than in the whole of 2016, so that's awesome. And I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, and I also know that you can't please everybody in this community, but I feel like you shouldn't rush content for the sake of releasing content. So I know at this point I haven't talked about the pistol and the batons. Honestly, I haven't used the pistols too much for the time I've been using it. I think it was pretty good. You can shoot them really fast, doesn't have much recoil, and I really like the insanely big magazine size. And the batons are a lot of fun if you can hit someone with the right click, though the left click is definitely kind of weak too, and I have been noticing when I wanted to gib someone, it would miss a lot of the times. I don't know what's up with that, but I will say the batons are quite a lot of fun. So final conclusion, and that is Guardian for me personally at least, is that she is kind of fun to play at the moment, but it is really a mixed bag. On the one hand, I really want to like her, and a part of me just thinks that I haven't played her enough to get really good at her, but the other part of me, which is probably more realistic, is that she's just not as strong as she probably should be. So I'm really interested in hearing what you guys think about Guardian. Have you bought her? Are you still on the fence about buying her? Do let me know what you think of her. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.